This is the cylinder on the 1983 R100RS. I'm going to put high compression 9.5 to 1 pistons in it, and I'm going to have the bore replated with Nickel so that this piston clearance is spot on. So I have to remove the studs and I have to remove the pushrod tubes, and as you can see, the pushrod tubes are all rusty, so I'll replace those with stainless steel tubes. Before I take anything out, I want to take some measurements so when I put the studs and the tubes back in, they'll be exactly right. So I want to determine how much of exposed thread is there on the cylinder stud bolt, and what I come up with is 27 millimeters. Now the pushrod tubes go in at an angle and they don't come right up to the top of the cylinder. They're recessed a little bit. Now this is the outer edge and this is the inner edge, so the recess distance is different. I want to measure the outer edge because that's an easy place to scribe the tube when I install it. Now it's not got a very big lip, so you just have to kind of be careful and catch it, and there we go. And what I come up with is about 3 to 3.5 millimeters of recess on the front edge, and then on the back edge it's going to be deeper, so I'm just going to take a measurement there also just for some insurance, and what I get there is 7 millimeters. There's another measurement that I need to take, and that's the distance between the top of the collar on the pushrod tube and the cylinder base gasket surface. A properly installed tube would be 1.75 millimeter below that gasket surface on the base of the cylinder. So I use a machinist's flat, and I find that from this set of cylinders, the collars are exactly even with the cylinder gasket surface. That means they've been driven in further than they should be. So when I install the new tubes, I'll adjust my distances to get that 1.75 millimeters of the collar below the cylinder gasket surface. To remove the studs, I've used some double nuts, and I have my ratcheting wrench here on the bottom one, and I've snugged those up good and tight. So I can back the stud out by leaning on it, and then what's nice is this is a ratcheting style wrench, so it's not very much work to get that all to back out. And there we are. That's the stud with the double nuts on it. To remove the pushrod tubes, I'm going to heat this area up with my torch, and then I'm going to use a pair of vice grips around the collar. I don't want to crush the tube, but I've got it set so it's snug and tight. And then when I get this heated, I'm going to take a hammer. I'm going to drive them straight out that way, and that'll take the tubes right out of the cylinder. As you saw in that last clip, I managed to break part of the fin right off with the hammer. That technique is risky. I'll show you what I think is a better way next. By the way, this is the cylinder after I got the fin repaired. After learning my lesson from the dangerous way of removing the pushrod tubes, I came up with this as I think a much safer way to do it. It's a scrap piece of plywood that I place on top of the cylinder, and I let it overhang the fin just a little bit, so it's going to provide protection. Should the hammer come down, it's not going to hit a fin, so I won't break it. Secondly, instead of really hitting this so hard, you should use just a couple of firm taps, about like this, 2, 3, about like that. Should knock it loose. Of course, that was easy because this one's already been taken out before, but you get the idea.